Let's be real, quitting an addiction feels impossible. You say you'll stop, then a few days later, you're back at it. You whisper, just one more time, but deep down, you know it's a lie. Maybe it's scrolling endlessly on social media, binge eating junk food, or something more serious. You know it's controlling your life, but no matter how hard you try, you can't stop. But here's the truth. Addiction isn't about willpower. Your brain has been hijacked. And unless you know how to break the cycle scientifically, you'll stay trapped. In this video, I'll show you the exact techniques backed by neuroscience to finally quit your addiction for good. You'll discover 3 powerful brain-based techniques: how to change your environment, detox your dopamine system, and replace your habit with something better. This isn't just motivation, this is real, proven psychology. Recent science and research is showing that what we know as addiction is more of a mental health disorder. It begins with the brain paying more attention to things that give us pleasure. For instance, if it's substance abuse, the more you engage in it, the more your brain registers it. The brain is designed to write patterns of behavior and reward pathways, and when something becomes a habit, you have essentially supercharged the brain with it. Addiction starts with a behavior that solves a problem. Slowly, the substance or behavior becomes prioritized. In little and eventually big ways, life revolves around the substance or behavior. Other priorities fall by the wayside. The brain and nervous system releases certain brain chemicals in response to the addictive substance or behavior, which elevates mood and relieves pain. The individual becomes attached to these sensations, which are very powerful. The same emerging models have shown that the brain is also remarkably plastic and can regenerate itself if given the proper tools and conditions. So all is not hopeless, and you are certainly not powerless. All you need to do is practice the right strategies. The best way to start is to create conditions that make success inevitable. The addict only needs to change one thing their whole damn life. Ben Hill, PhD. No matter how much internal resolve you have, you will fail to change your life if you don't change your environment. This is where the willpower approach fails. The willpower approach doesn't focus on changing the environment, but instead on increasing personal efforts to overcome the current environment. What ends up happening? Eventually you succumb to your environment despite your greatest efforts to resist. The environment is more powerful than your internal resolve. As a human being, you are the product of your environment. Consequently, the best use of your choices is consciously designing environments that facilitate your commitments. Actually, if you're really committed to something, this is exactly what you'll do. If you're trying to stop drinking alcohol, you must stop being around people that drink alcohol, and secondly, stay away from places that serve alcohol. Your willpower will fail if you don't. You need to truly decide you're done, to commit, and then to create an environment to make the success of your commitment inevitable. If you want to become a professional rock climber, you need to surround yourself with professional rock climbers and orient your whole lifestyle to that goal. This is how evolution works. We adapt to our environments. Thus, conscious evolution involves purposefully choosing or creating environments that mold us into the person we want to become. Everything in life is a natural and organic process. We adapt and evolve based on the environments we select. You are who you are because of your environment. Want to change? Then change your environment. Once your environment is working for you and not against you, the next step is detoxing your brain's reward system. This simply entails removing external stimulation of any kind, like phone, computer, TV, video games, junk food, gambling, smoking, alcohol, substance, etc., completely from your life. It is similar to fasting, which is done to cleanse and reset the digestive system. We live in a world of excessive indulgence, and this makes us become addicted to dopamine, a neurotransmitter that creates pleasure and pain. So there's immense pleasure in the next cup of coffee, the Twitter notification, or the next email. After a while, what felt pleasurable begins to hurt when the pleasure turns into pain. Dopamine addiction creates a vicious cycle of pleasure to pain. You can become addicted to anything that releases dopamine. You can't fast from dopamine, but you can fast from all the unnatural things that trigger dopamine. Better thinking takes strength. You have to be able to tune out the noise and walk away from the quick dopamine hits, according to Rosie on Farnham Street. When you detox from excessive dopamine, you'll learn to live in the present moment, which is the only moment that matters. By detoxing yourself of dopamine, you are freeing yourself of all the dopamine records in your brain. A good example of this is doing a factory reset on your mobile phone. After this process, you will feel a better connection with your body system. It helps in getting closer to reality and enables the brain to reward you for achieving and completing real things. But hold on, it gets even better. Have you ever heard of the replacement habit strategy? Well, addiction can't be deleted. So you have to replace an addiction with something else that you find rewarding or pleasurable if you hope to decrease the risk of relapse. When someone quits smoking, for instance, withdrawing from nicotine will turn out to be only the first hurdle. The second, and in some respects more difficult, hurdle would be figuring out what to do with your hands. Willpower won't cut it. You need to do something else instead. Kicking a bad addiction and swapping it for a healthier one isn't easy, but it's definitely doable. Most times, the first step is acknowledging that you need help and really committing to the process. The key is finding something positive to focus on. You can consider working out, as this will give you a naturally high dopamine level and help you manage stress. It's all about finding something that excites you and gives you purpose. Maybe it's a hobby, a sport, or learning something new. It's about filling that void with something constructive and keeping at it, even when it's tough. The trick is to stay consistent and patient with yourself. If you're struggling, remember, you are not weak, your brain is just wired against you. But now, you know how to fight back. Have you had any personal experience with any of these techniques? Let me know in the comments. If you found this useful, hit that like and subscribe button for more.